years ago, we did something absolutely crazy. We bought this. A 50-year-old abandoned wreck of a boat left to rot under the sand in the south of France for just €1. Yep, you heard that right, €1. And as you can imagine, it wasn't all smooth sailing, but after 3 years of blood, sweat, and a lot of laughs, we're finally seeing the dream take shape. We're rebuilding Seabird from the keel up, and it's been hard, it's been crazy, but man, it's been one hell of a ride. What started as a wild idea has turned into something even more incredible, sharing our journey with you, and somehow making movies along the way has become our job. We're so grateful that you guys have been part of this journey with us, and trust us, the adventure is far from over. Seabird's transformation isn't complete yet, but we're getting closer every day. So if you're new here, buckle up and join us, because this is one story you won't want to miss.
So that's holiday over with, don't ask, but it was alright, long story. Now we're on to the next phase. As you can imagine, everyone in the northern hemisphere, the seasons are starting to turn. So it's still a bit damp underfoot, but there'll be good days, so we'll just have to slowly start to move back indoors. And when we do get a good day, take advantage of it. So I'm going to work on sanding the grey finish off this engine bed, ready to start getting this prepped for rebuilding and installing the engine. Give you a quick glimpse of what I'm on. So all of this grey coating needs to come off. I'm just got to do the maths on how high this needs to be and fiberglass all that wood to it. As you can see, the majority of it's done, just a few odd patches that the access is a little bit of a menace, but I think pretty happy with that.
What's the weather forecast?
I want to check it. I'm waiting for a rain.
We're back to work on a very rainy Sunday, but it's okay. We just spotted a couple of leaks, but they're in areas that it was kind of inevitable, like our sketch. We put the pieces of wood over the deck fillers, so they're leaking. Inevitable. Check out Marina, it's like a tap. Marina's not happy, but it's not the end of the world. It's sunny next week, so we can put the deck fillers on. Sometimes the boat decides what jobs want to happen, not the other way around. So the deck fillers need addressing too sweet. The windows are holding up pretty good. I think this is the one that needs repair, and it's just dripping a little bit. But it's really coming down.
This is really our fault because we didn't finish that filler over there.
The filler cap.
Yeah. So we put some wood with silicone, thinking that will seal it, And no.
No, no, no. Well, better the devil you know.
I miss the hanger already.
Yeah.
I'm always jealous of whoever is able to do a whole refit inside and enclose the space, because it was really easier to work. And obviously if the boat was completely sealed, we wouldn't have this problem, but
Deep breath. There's 4.
Stuart bought these beauties in England when he went to collect the P-bracket that we are about to test. If you watched last week, you saw that we tried the new P-bracket and it didn't fit on the other side, on the outside. So Stuart's been working on it and now it fits, so we're gonna just test it. These two don't align with the new bracket, so we might have to drill them a little bit.
They need filling and re-drilling.
Oh, what did you do here?
A little chip came off. That's alright. We'll paint that, most of that P-bracket anyway.
You being attacked?
I just wish I'd leave me alone, but it's what it is. I'll be alright.
You miss the hanger now?
Yeah, because I've always missed the hanger. It's awesome in the hanger.
Who doesn't like hanging out in the hanger?
I refuse to put trousers on.
Look, they're just vicious. They even want to bite the boat. That looks pretty aligned from here. Go for it, put a prop shaft in there. This is a pretty precarious test because this broom is smaller than the shaft that should go there, so it just doesn't sit in the middle. But just to have a quick look. Looks funny, like if this was a special propeller.
Yeah, it is. Seabird.
The massive leak has also been addressed. This is the filler cap for the water. I've put it upside down and I've put some filler around because this one is a bit smaller than the one that was there. So once that is dry, it can be sanded, painted, and then we can put this on. And no more water coming in.
At least not there.
Yeah, as Stuart says, at least not there. Yeah, there's a few more places, but this one was just like an open tap. It was covered like this one here, but this one sealed and the other one didn't. Plus the other one is on the edge, so when the water pools in there, it was just so much rain that it was pulling like incredibly.
Yeah.
Big puddles.
Incroyable.
What?
What?
It looks like we have our washing, but these are all the rags that we use to dry out the leaks, and we've got them dry in there. We need a longer broom handle. Didn't make it all the way through.
It's like the hot dog doesn't get to the end of the hot dog bun.
Yep, not long enough. And it's not a line, but we know why, because it's just a broom handle. And this is what Stuart's been up to. We wanted to make sure that this was nice and strong.
No, and mainly so it's easier to get to this part here.
Yeah, it was like a bit not very well finished on the edge. So at least now the water runs down easily and there's no accumulation of any rubbish. They don't align, so we're gonna have to re-drill them. The countersunk is not countersinking.
I think they've all just got to go that way a little bit.
Yeah,
be.
exactly.
Yeah, so they're kind of like this. They need to be a bit more like that.
Yeah. It's like you're jousting.
Look, you're gonna have to go from the inside.
Okay. We've got a longer stick. This pole is not straight, but we want to measure how big it needs to be because we're looking into buying the shaft. We have seen one second hand, but we're not sure about it. We might look for a new one, we don't know. But I think it's like 300, 400 euros for a new shaft. So we'll see.
Prop goes about here, the back of the prop.
Yeah. What is in between the prop and this?
Nothing.
Ah, gap.
Yeah.
Okay. How big the gap?
I don't know.
Is that a set number or is something?
I was just gonna guess it.
Okay. If anyone is watching, please, if you know that, maybe instead of guessing, Stuart, we should find the information.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna look at all the other boats.
So there is a gap, then the prop,
Yeah.
and then what? The little
Then a nut.
nothing.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind this time. I don't like the ones that fold over the. I forgot what they're called. Something washer. I prefer a pin. But that's an easy job. I just drill it with my little drill.
Okay. I'm just thinking. We also do we need? Do we know the size of the prop? This gap here, this measurement.
Oh yeah, it's 85 mil.
Okay.
The size of the it's like, yeah, so this is probably, there's 85 plus then, yeah, so that's probably around about how much will poke out.
Doesn't it have to have an anode?
Yeah, that'll go here.
Okay.
But then we might also put an anode inside.
Let's have a look.
No.
Let's see this P bracket. There is a gap, prop, and the nut. Well, it's got like, this is the one you mean?
Yeah, not a huge fan. What have we got there? I've got 15 mil on my count.
But what? The little gap?
Yeah. Let's look for
And what is this rubber thing, honey?
cutlass bearing.
Okay. Another P bracket.
See, but he's got the anode.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I've seen that before.
I'd sooner have it like that and then have a rope cutter. But his gap is a bit more, 16.
That is the good thing about being in a yard with so many boats, that we can check things out. How big is this gap?
12. Let's go see it.
That's the proof that it rained a lot. There's a massive puddle that is still there. We have already talked about Jack, and he's got the sister ship. He's got the same boat as us, which is really cool. Quite a coincidence that there was another Gulf Star 41 in this yard. So we always check his boat out when we have any questions. This one, oh yeah, massive gap. But yeah, it's probably because otherwise the propeller will cut the hole.
Alright, so that's probably not the best example. We got 40 mil, but then we got, how big is that rope cutter? I've got, what, 22.
This one is quite similar to ours.
Yeah, and it's bolted.
It's bolted on like ours. And then they've just painted over it.
Yeah, that's it. It's anti-fabric.
Ooh. Very clean prop.
Yeah, on that I got 40 mil again.
40 is one. There it is. That is Jack's boat. Captain Jack. And that box in the back is the one that we took off our boat, and he's really happy with it. Yeah. So here
He's got massive gap.
Yeah, he's got a big gap.
Yeah.
But also we've changed, like, his bracket is smaller because we've changed ours. His prop shaft is smaller because ours is gonna be 30.
Yeah, 5 mil.
So yeah, for what I see, It's really like arbitrary, no?
Yeah, if I knew the meaning of that word. It's very vague. It's kind
What,
of
is
like...
that not a word in English?
Yeah, I just don't
Arbitrary.
know the definition.
That is not really a rule, like you can...
Yeah.
I think that's what it means.
This was another second-hand find. Yeah, it's 18 inch by, I forget the pitch. I'll double check. It's just covered a little bit here. But right-hand thread, I think that's an R. 18 something something. 30 is probably the...
Something.
Yeah, 30 would be the diameter. So what's written under there?
I don't think with your finger you're gonna be able to scratch that off.
Nada.
Where did you find that prop, honey?
Second hand.
But on the internet?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It doesn't seem too bad. Probably give it a lick of paint anyway. I think it'll last a bit longer.
So how do you know that that is the right prop? Is that on the manual of the engine? Or you just gambled it?
Yeah. Just, well, what size prop do I need? Oh, I looked on the internet.
Okay. I would like to double check that because
Yeah, I don't know where. Well, I've got the...
I don't trust you.
No, because I got... plus I also got a quote from a propeller company.
How much?
I don't know. But they just gave me all the information I needed.
Nice one. Oh, that already looks so cool.
Right.
Okay, so we've got a 40 mil gap where we will be putting our rope cutter if budget allows. Here we'll start the taper where the prop and the nut will go. So let's see, we need to go inside now. What are you looking at?
There we go, 143.
For a rope cutter?
Yeah.
143 euros.
Okay.
Just don't get a rope on the prop.
Well, yeah, sometimes inevitable, you know, sometimes it'll be fun.
Because the engine is not in yet, we can't really check with the engine. But
Just gonna go a lot further back. Gearbox probably gonna sit about here. In all honesty. Okay.
you think it's gonna be all the way there?
Oh yeah.
I was also thinking now, someone said on last week's episode that if we raise the engine bed, then the engine is going to be higher and the weight is going to be higher, and it might not be good for, you know, the boat might not be well balanced and it might rock more. Like obviously the higher the weight is, the rockier it would get, right?
But it is still under the waterline.
Yeah, first, the Perkins was heavier because he had a massive gearbox. And second, if you see the diagram on the screen now, you will see that even though we are raising the engine bed, the actual engine is going to be in the same place. It's just the place where the engines have the mounts, that's what changes, but the weight is going to still be in the same, at the same height. So that is not going to be a problem, and that's good.
Yeah.
Did I explain it right? In my head it's very clear.
That charming noise you hear is Marina working on the deck fillers. Yeah, I'll show you her progress. Looking pretty good at the moment. Just one's a little too tight, so Marina's just dremeling that out. I'm here working on the P bracket. I've made up this tiny jig. So hopefully if I put filler in to level it out, squeeze these two planks on, these bits of nylon, hopefully we get a reasonable surface to laminate to. Might need to do a little bit more fairing and the like, making some fillets. But yeah, pretty excited to see how it goes. Could be a disaster, could not. A little dubious that the screws, the bolts might get stuck, but don't worry about it. Hammer might remove them, but we'll see. Or not, and it'll be a total disaster. Siding. Okay, now the next one. It's the day after. I've already popped it. Okay. Seems like it might go. If I go downstairs and encourage it with the hammer, that might be okay. But I think this one's got to come off first. Come on. Okay. Pretty smooth. I'm not too fussed about the small bits because I've got something now to fill onto. I'm in the forward head doing a sneaky job. One thing that's been worrying me for a while is, not worrying me, but I just want to get stuff done, and this toilet not being done is just a little bugbear because the finish is horrible. Don't know what finish I'm going to have, but I'm going to make it smooth and then probably paint it and call it done. I have paint, I have epoxy. It's the easiest and quickest method. Well, cheapest as well. All right. So that was it. A quick hour to do the plastering on this wall. It's basically like plastering at a home, but you use a different product. We'll give it a sand down and we'll see how bad it is, see if it's okay to paint. But on the whole, fairly happy with it. You can't ever tell until you've given it a sanding. Finally warmed up, which is nice. I suppose like everyone this time of year, it's a little bit harder to get up in the morning, just like the sun. Anyway, this is what Marina's been working on, the deck fillers. So yeah, all nice and smooth. Bit of standing water. Usual, that's how damp the decks get this time of year. Alright, let's check. So all nice and smooth. The inside is good. Yeah, we've made the backing plate, so in the next few days we'll start getting a bit of paint around there and look at getting the deck fillers on. There's the one. This one's for the diesel. It hasn't been finished on the inside. I might have a go at that myself. But from here to here, there is a core. So if you can see inside, you see how deep. Yeah, it's probably 1.75 inches maybe there. So yeah, pretty deep one. We've just got 2 deck fillers that are in the chord areas, which are for the day tank and the main tank. The rest, like the water inlet up there, is on the outer side. Water, 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 and toilet. So yeah, slowly but surely I'll go get deck fitting and show you how they look. Look pretty swanky. And then we'll have another diesel one, maybe here. And let's go see how they look. This does say diesel, but they're exactly the same. That's for the water. Yeah, not bad at all. Once you've got a bit of gunk in there, and put the bolts in all nice and neat, it makes me really want to put the other ones in. You know, some tanks. Wait. stood up too quick. Always get a bit paranoid standing up too quick without any guard wires, thinking one day I'll pass out, land on the ground. That's it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed watching. Sorry if there wasn't a huge amount of content. We're just back at work this week, and we had a few jobs that needed doing apparently with the rain, and a few jobs that we managed to start. It's all pretty go at the moment. I keep saying that, but for me it is. Excited about the next stage, which will be getting the prop shaft in, which we ordered this week, getting the P bracket on, and then hopefully really start looking at this engine and building up this engine bed. As you know, the ribs are ready to go in, and at the moment it looks like we've got a few jobs, one after the other, which is brilliant. That'll definitely keep us entertained for a wee while. So thank you to everyone that's liked, commented and subscribed. Thank you to everyone that has donated via Coffee and PayPal, and a special thanks to all of our Patreons. Our little Patreon family keeps growing every week, so grateful, very grateful for that. It's all looking good. Still no real idea of when we'd actually go in the water, but all I know, every day we're one step closer, slowly. Anyway, I'm just waffling, so ciao, have a good week, and look forward to next week. Maybe we've cut some bits of wood, and maybe we're sanding a different part, who knows. Anyway, have a great week.